Hello everyone, welcome to Career Mantras, your favorite YouTube channel for career related matters. When you have a job interview fast approaching, it can really unnerve you, isn't it? The worries mainly center around your preparedness or the lack of it, whether you can ace it or not. What if there are other candidates who are more competent than you, etc.? The best approach is to keep aside such negative thoughts and plan and prepare for the interview with a cool mind. Today, I shall discuss 10 best tips for appearing in a job interview that will help you immensely. Tip number 1. Make a folder containing hard copies of your resume, education certificates, work experience certificates, references, etc. Make sure the resume is updated, accurate, and concise. Highlight your achievements, skills, and projects that demonstrate your suitability for the role. Make sure your resume is not too lengthy. Ideally, 2 to 3 pages are more than sufficient. Do not put incorrect or exaggerated information. Be true to yourself. Carry this folder when you go for the interview. Tip number 2. Develop a good understanding of the company, its primary business activities, its mission and vision, core values, etc. Also, learn about its top level management who are leading the company. Understand well the job profile for the position that you will be interviewed for. Tip number 3. Some common questions are likely to come up in any job interview, such as: tell me about yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Why do you want to work for us? Where do you see yourself in next 5 years? So prepare your answers for these questions in advance and practice them out loud. Tip number 4. Dress appropriately and professionally when you go for the interview. Avoid wearing casual, flashy, or revealing outfits. You should feel comfortable and confident in what you wear. The way you dress for a job interview can affect how the interviewer perceives your personality. Tip number 5. Arrive at least 15 minutes before the scheduled time of the interview. This will give you just the requisite time to relax, check your appearance, and review your notes. Take a few deep breaths and enter the interview room with a positive frame of mind and an upright posture. Tip number 6. Make a good first impression. The first few minutes of the interview are crucial for setting up the tone and establishing rapport with the interviewers. Greet them with a smile, a firm handshake, and eye contact. Introduce yourselves clearly and confidently. Be polite, courteous, and respectful throughout the interview. Show enthusiasm and interest in the job and the company. Tip number 7. During the interview, pay attention to what the interviewer is asking you and try to understand his perspective and expectations. Do not interrupt and listen carefully. Answer each question clearly and concisely, avoiding rambling or irrelevant details. Tip number 8. Never say, never do these things during the interview. First of all, do not badmouth your current or previous employer. Next, if you do not know the answer to a question, don't try to beat around the bush. Politely say that you are not able to answer, but promise that you will revert with an answer within a day or so if the interviewer desires. Then, do not ask about the pay package, benefits, leave entitlement, etc. before getting a job offer. Do not use slang or unprofessional language at all. Do not try to crack any jokes or do light-hearted talks. If asked about a specific matter, do not say that it's on my resume. Instead, give a correct and clear answer demonstrating your competency and confidence. And lastly, if at the end of the interview you are asked whether you have any questions, do not say that you don't have. Instead, ask a few relevant questions about the company or the job profile, which will help you make a better assessment of the job. Tip number 9. After the interview is over, thank the interviewer for their time and consideration. Ask them about the next steps in the hiring process and when you can expect to hear from them. Send a thank you email the same day, reiterating your interest and appreciation, but do not expect an immediate response from the employer. They may have other candidates to interview or other factors to consider before deciding. So, if you do not hear back from them within a reasonable time frame, then follow up politely with a phone call or an email. Here is a final tip, tip number 10. Once you have completed the interview and are waiting for the result, spend some time to reflect on how it went. Identify your positives and what requires improvement. Keep a record of this so that you can apply them to future interviews. Thanks for listening to this talk, and I sincerely hope that you have benefited from the same. Our endeavor is to bring in more such talks, interviews, and discussions related to career guidance in the coming times. Please stay tuned and subscribe to this channel. If you found this video interesting and helpful, please like and share the same. Comments and suggestions are most welcome. Have a good day ahead.